Hey everyone, we're super excited to finally launch our long-awaited secure messaging. Secure messaging is available in our patient portal, which is available on iOS and Android. Secure messaging will allow you to send and receive messages securely with patients, share images and files, schedule send messages, and more. Let's get started and show you how you can view unread conversations. By starting in your inbox, in the conversation section, you'll see a badge number here, which shows the number of unread conversations. And in the main panel, you can see all those conversations which are still unread. Several things you can see here. There is a secure badge here indicating this is a secure message. If you utilize our SMS messaging, you'll notice when you're in SMS that you don't see that secure message badge. That's how you can differentiate whether you're looking at a secure message or an SMS message if you utilize our SMS messaging functionality. You can also see the name of the patient that's associated with the conversation, the date of the last message that was sent, as well as a preview of the most recent message and the conversation topic. With secure messaging, you can send multiple conversation threads. So having that conversation topic will help you sort through the different conversations. So let's start and go into this conversation here. So I click into it and I'm in the conversation. And here I can see the entire conversation history for this conversation. So I can see all the messages sent. You can see files and images can be sent by the patient and or your team. And you can view them here. Files can be viewed here. One of my favorite things about this, when you're sending a message, let's say you want to add an attachment, like here's your recent labs, you can, instead of just sending, you can attach a file. And not only are you just trying to pull a random file, but it actually shows you the documents that are already in the patient's chart. So if you want to send the labs, recent lab report, imaging report, whatever it is, you can, rather than downloading it to your computer and uploading it, whatever, you can just find it directly from the patient's chart here. I can click Documents, and maybe I want to include several, continue. I'll see all of those documents listed here, and I can send it, and all of those files will be sent to the patient so that they can view it in their portal in the messages. Speaking of patients receiving messages, when you send a message to a patient via our secure messaging, they'll receive an email notifying them of a new message being sent. The email will look effectively like this, where it says patient name, you have a new message in your portal, and also a link to the iOS and Android stores where they can download the app if they don't already have it. If they don't already have it and they have not even been invited to the portal, you'll not be able to start a new secure message. We'll prompt you that you need to first invite the patient to the portal, which you can do through our three-dot icon here in the summary bar and click Invite to Portal. And a few other things you can see here in the conversation. You may have seen, you can also schedule send messages. So let's say patient's doing a med taper and say, how's the med taper going? Rather than trying to remember to send it at that certain time or sending it now and just hoping the patient sees it later on or ask them to check later on, I can go and schedule send it and say, I want to send it on, next week at 7 a.m., schedule send, and that'll be sent at that time for you without you needing to check or do anything. One thing I also really like about the secure messaging is that it is real time with the patient. So let's say the patient is looking at their secure message while you're messaging them. They'll receive that message without needing to update their app or go back or refresh or anything. And also they can respond in real time. So let's say a patient sees the labs and says, thanks, A1C is a little high, and they send that. And without refreshing or anything, you got the new message here. And you can respond to the patient real time. And patient will get it updated right away without needing to refresh their app or anything. You may also notice that we have this internal comments section to the right here. So you can work internally with your team members to respond to patients or manage conversations. So I can say, hey, Nate, can you send patient their labs, right? And Nate will get notified in his bell icon here that he was mentioned in this conversation, and I'll link him directly to this conversation. Let's say you see a conversation and you look at it and you're actually realizing you didn't want to mark it as read so that someone else can go and see it. You can just right click on the conversation to mark it as unread, or even within the conversation, I can just right click on any message and click mark conversation as unread. And go back to inbox conversations, and you can see that conversation is still marked as unread for anyone else to come see or to remind yourself to later come back and view that conversation. And I really love this view. If you're on the go, you need to respond to a patient, start a new conversation, all of it, as well as everything in Acute, is mobile friendly. You can respond to the conversation, you can schedule send messages, you can attach files, all of that. You can view other conversations. Everything is still usable in Acute in mobile view as well as in desktop mode. So you can see how the patient view looks. This is a patient portal on iOS. They can now see this new messages section. They can click into that. This is a different patient's chart, but just to show you how it looks, they would see their conversation history here. You can click into a conversation and send a message, attach files. It would use their phone's file system and see the timestamps of messages, etc. In addition, if they receive a new message, it would be blinking with a little blue dot here, indicating they have a new message that they haven't read yet. So that's a little bit about the conversations with secure messaging in the portal. In addition, we've made some changes and updates to the SMS messaging. So you'll see in the conversations here, when you're filtering by SMS, you have the patient name here as well, the phone number it was sent to, and also in the settings in communication, we've now added auto replies and after hours settings. So you can go in here and edit the business hours settings and enable business hours settings, which will give you the option to add different settings for after hours. And really cool, you can set different schedules. You can say every day you want the same schedule. Maybe you only want the schedule on the weekdays, and then the weekends are all considered after hours. And anytime outside of these hours on the weekdays, it's considered after hours. Or you can have a custom schedule where every day has a different schedule for what's during hours and what's after hours. Really love this. Makes it super easy to set up your after hours settings. And then in addition, you can set up auto replies both for business hours and after hours. So I can click here, edit auto replies, and you can turn on or off auto replies for business hours and or for after hours. So I can go in here and say, thanks for your message, please. We will respond in the next business day, right? And now anytime patient SMS texts you during after hours, they'll automatically receive that reply. Super cool, and that will also be coming to secure messaging. So that's kind of a preview of our new secure messaging and SMS messaging functionality. Certainly there's more here. Just want to give you a high-level overview. I'd love to get your feedback. For all clinics now, you should see this new conversation section in the chart and in your inbox, as well as this conversation icon here, which is like a quick shortcut to the conversations. So let's say you're in the task view and you want to go straight to conversations. You can just click on that. It'll take you there. Start a new conversation. You can start an SMS conversation if you have that enabled. If you don't have SMS texting enabled and you would like to learn more about that, please let us know. And then also you can start a new secure message conversation. And you can name the conversation. Maybe you want to talk about upcoming appointment or something. And start a message. go from there. So super easy, send the message, patient will receive an email notification, and you can now very seamlessly secure message with patients, shared files, shared documents, and be comfortable that your messaging with patients is completely secure, HIPAA compliant, etc. So we'd love for you to try it out. Give us your feedback and your thoughts. We'll continue to expand on this going forward, and super excited to see how you guys use this. Let us know what you think, and thanks for tuning in.